Yeah.
It's a great name.
So let me say to you, as a writer, as a thankful man, let me thank you for what you have done, what you're doing, what you plan to do, because what you say about me, what people perceive me to be, and I don't claim to be anything but this upright man, mean to do others like I wish to be done to, and wish to carry my music and demonstrate the goodness of it so I can educate people about what I'm really about. That's about helping others, because it's not about me, it's about somebody else.
I ask people about legacy and lineage. I asked you about your father. What do you know about your grandfather, your great-grandfather?
Oh,
how far back do you have understanding and knowledge of your bloodline? And is that important to you?
Yes, it's important. It's so important to us. On my daddy's side, just to my granddaddy, from that African. On my mama's side, just 2 generations back, to Indian and white. My great-grandmother was born in Mississippi. I understand that my great-grandmother was a housewife, a maid, to this white man named Van Spivey. Van Spivey also married. He had 6 kids by his wife and 5 by my great-grandmother, who was a maid in his house, but his woman too. I understand that these kids all but one, I believe it was 6 kids, 5 children, when the half-brother got 18 and 19, maybe 20 years old, he stole his half-sister and brother, which was my great-grandmother, from his dad and mama, and taken them to Eudora, Arkansas, which is across the river, and dropped them in a barn where they raised themselves. And I was told, and we was told as a family, don't ever go back to Mississippi, because our great-granddaddy want to do harm. We found out 100 years later he wasn't trying to do harm. He had equally divided 600 acres of land to each one of his children. And we didn't know it because the white sister and brother understood, and they took them away. I remember my mother, blue-eyed, blonde hair. I was a little boy in the back of the wagon. My daddy drove up one day. He said, I got to go to Homer, Louisiana, to get some hay, which was like 4 or 5 miles in a wagon. I went with my mother. My mother was sitting in the wagon. So when the 3 guys rolled up on a horse, my mother named Maddie. They said, Maddie, so what you doing with these niggas? She said, I'm a nigger too. Because she couldn't tell what my mother was, white or black. And she said, oh no. He said, if you don't believe it, ask Mr. Bear. Mr. Bear's store. She had to go inside the store, get the store owner to come by and say, yes. She said, Maddie is one of band kids. Well, I didn't know who was a band. It's my great-granddad, but he must have been some big shot when they said, oh, this one of grand, and they just got back because that's one of band kids. So when my daddy came out, now that's my mother's husband, that's my mama now. You follow me? And my daddy never knew nothing. But it came to harm my father because he was with this white woman. So when we got home the next day, my brother and I was all shooting marbles in the yard. So we had this ice box, but not a refrigerator. And the ice man came. He yelled. We was in this big house, like a plantation house, that our boss had gave.
Horse drawn?
We had the horse, but he had it right, bringing the ice. But we lived in this big house. Well, apparently, white should have been there because my mama looked at white, and she could get some things done because of that complexion. So the guy said, "You want some ice?" So we didn't say anything as a kid. We kind of looked up at the house at my mama, And he yelled, "You want some goddamn ice?" And yelled it out loud. So my mother came to the door. He said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought niggas lived here." And he gave my mama all the ice he wanted because he thinking my mama was white. And she thought we were like little kids. She was keeping or whatever. But now, I didn't know then, but I look back at it now. My mama could play both sides of the field because you couldn't tell who she was and what she was.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing that we have to go through it, number one?
But I looked at that now, and it's sad that my mother played these roles to make ends meet. Because when people turned my daddy down, my mama did anything she wanted. You know.